Hello there. I just woke up here in the forest, not knowing where I was, until I saw that shrine over there. There it is. And that's when I decided that this is probably an omen from God, that I should talk about it. Of God more. That God being obviously Axis, or Axos, or however you want to describe it. So yeah, let's begin. The reason why I think I should talk about it more is because this finally appeared inside of my mouth. Something written on the back, and I can read that. Anyway, now first I want to make clear, I'm not a cult leader. I don't like cults. They're abusive and stuff. Personally, I don't even want you to worship my God, because that means that I would need to interact with you, because I need to make it so that you have a connection and stuff, as obviously the leader of the current church, and that would be really annoying. Plus, I have an anxiety. It wouldn't be the most fun thing for me to do. Anyway, now one thing I want to make clear is that this is not some belief that I hold that happened in the past, and that's why we should all worship this God. Like I said, I don't really want you to worship it, because you are not the one that's supposed to see this. Now the one that is supposed to see it knows when he sees it, but you are not the one. Anyway, this is a prophecy that was foretold me in my dreams by Axos, by showing me images. It didn't spoke to me, mainly because that would turn me into a god, which will happen to a person named Safari, who will be born 1,000 years after humanity's downfall into the next dark age, which will happen in about 3 to 100 years. Now this person will be chosen by Axos to work with him to repair the world that humanity will destroy in the upcoming dark age, and a bit before that, currently. So yeah, it was all foretold me in my dreams, which haunt me every night. Not every night, I don't dream that often. I should probably eat and drink before going to sleep. I heard that helps to get more vivid dreams. That might be a fun thing to do. Anyway, so obviously Axos already exists right now and has existed, well, since forever, but time didn't exist yet. It existed as soon as it started to exist. And gods and stuff, a bit complicated. I should start playing with snow. My hand is all cold. Anyway, so the first thing that Axos did as soon as it realized its existence, which was the moment that reality was born, was that it said the words. Said, it's a very important thing. Words are very important in, let's call it, amphibianism. It doesn't really have anything to do with amphibians. Just that one guy really looked like a frog. So anyway, there was say Hai Ra Le Sai Mael, which created the god of words sets. Now the words in of themselves are meaningless. They only exist to bring words into this reality. It has no meaning other than creation, as all words have. But because these are so old and are only known by a few specific people, you will forget about them if you're not the one. You will. Or you will mishear them. I don't know how this works. I just know that you're not supposed to know them, so something is probably going to happen. Anyway, and it created sets. No, Seth is the god of words, and it like has it's like somewhat humanoid, but has only one eye. It's at least the picture that I ever saw in my visions. I don't know if it's truly all of Seth's or any of the pictures of the gods that I saw. Maybe it has like wooden planks, like hanging on its body on metal chains, and there are like the words carved into it that are spoken. Now, like I already said, the upcoming Dark Age will happen relatively soon. It was horrible. It was horrible. So horrible, horrible, horrible. Alright, so the world is going to end. Not end. It's just like Dark Ages come and go. And the next will be very soon. And after that, 1,000 years, will be born Son Forest. And at the age of 55, he will be enlightened. And at that point, he will go on a pilgrimage to seek out access. He will find this recording or some kind of information about it. There's snow falling everywhere from the trees. It's kind of pretty. So yeah, he will find this, will get enlightened, and then go on a pilgrimage to speak to Axos, at which point he will turn into a god. Then together they will create Ylps. Now Ylps is kind of interesting because I haven't seen any depiction of him in my dreams except something that kind of looked like a bass guitar. I don't know why. It just kind of looks like a bass guitar. I saw it mainly in the forms of ruined statues without a head or a body, which was holding the bass guitar like a weapon. So personally, I don't know what that's about. Anyway, that's Ylps, and Ylps reforms the world and creates the land of Rosenblattheim. Now, Rosenblattheim is a holy land on which humanity shall be reborn. Right, on the land that Ylps created will be Magbech. Now Magbech is, from what I've seen, kind of like a bird-like thing, with like a horn and really thick legs. And with its thick legs, it will run on every part of Rosenblattheim and will bring life to it, including humans, who, after the world was reformed, were basically all kind of like taken away, like a kind of like stored away, and they were like all aged backwards, and then it will be put back on the new, on the Holy Land, and on which they will grow in a cave, and then as soon as they will turn like, I don't know, 20 or something, they will be able to get out of the cave and will start new civilizations. Now, those civilizations, I've seen there like 3 big ones, and they're like all kinda broken and pretty messed up. You know, it's humanity. The most important part is that what's the next Dark Age will be pretty hard for humanity, and it will die out without Axos. So we basically need that, as we are, with the invention of language, gods in our own right, and we cannot die, or everything we have brought into the world with the magic of words shall disappear, and that would be a real problem for like for Axos. Alright, at that point, humanity shall be guided by a burning rose, and the it's called there is going to be a religion formed around it, which is like a sect of amphibianism called Bringer der ersten Brandblume, which is, I don't know what that's about. I don't know. Nothing really has revealed except that they're like a really big sect. And to think that the burning roses like access come to it's I don't know. Dreams are weird and confusing, and that's the best I have. Then, uh, then the concrete, after humanity has aged and escaped the cave, it's no longer safe for the void will reappear, which is currently still going on ever since the first word spoken, and will try to devour humanity. Uh, Particularly, it's the void of the no, meaninglessness is the closest human word to describe it, or English word. No, English is a weird language. It's a bad language. It's objectively the worst language in existence. Anyway, and it's like trying to swallow words or something. Then, and Gull is a protector of that. It's like kinda looks like a golem, but has an aura around it that is very almost dog-like. So it's not like a intelligent stone man, like it is, but it's more like it thinks different than you and I, like cephalopods. Like they are very intelligent, but they think on a level that is like totally different from us. Or like the gods, but it's a bit more extreme example. Yeah, like octopi, they have brains in the arms, so they think completely different than you and I. So we cannot comprehend what they're thinking of, and that's kind of like him. Yeah, in that void is something known as the void core, which is it kinda looked like a whale skeleton. Like it looks extremely like a whale skeleton. I don't know why, of all the things a whale would be. I don't know. I don't know why a whale would be the things of. It would be. It had like the bone, like that special whale bone that whales have, where like their leg used to be, but then they evolved the legs, and now they don't have it. It saw it. I saw it flying in the sky in the last battle. We're going to get to the last battle later. Going to get it now, I think. Anyway, it's the void of not knowing the meaning, I guess. Wordlessness. Like if there was like the opposite of words. Anyway, and that is that. The void core. Anyway, I do not know when, but at the end of time, the leader of the Church of Saint Fogarich, which is the last, kind of like a descendant, but it's the last god they're going to create. Like Saint Fogarich, obviously as a god can't have children because it's not a life form. It's more like an idea. And anyway, so it's going to be like an adopted child. It's going to be the last apostle, the last god that it forms together with Saint Fogarich. And I heard the whispers of the name, which is, as far as I know, Saint Helena von Goldenhain, which end of time will fight the core of the void. And then two things will happen. One, the battle will rage on for all eternity, creating another world around it. And two, they will both die instantly, and reality is going to stop. Alright, that's all that's stated here. Yeah, I don't know. If you don't know what to do from here on out, then you're not the one. And you better forget about it. or don't, or come to me and pray with me. Oh yeah, and also on a different landmass other than the Holy Land, there are like hoofed monkeys and whale-shaped people and living insect scythe and those weird high axolotls. They're like in a high. They're like mushrooms, but they're also axolotls who also kind of look like people. And they reproduce by cutting off their own tails, and they're like gigantic mushrooms in their spores. They use the spores as a hive mind. You need to understand that you will not. Well, you die anderen Gestalten. The other Gestalten, they're from the war, they hide and everything are not named. You need to name things. You need to name things.